Yo, what's going on, people? It's your boy Ape Huncho, back at you again with another video. So there's been an update in the Perry Jordan Brammer trial. For you guys that don't know what's going on though, I'll leave the trial coverage link down in the description, feel free to go check that out. But to basically sum up what happened, Perry Jordan Brammer, age 15 at the time of his death, had been stabbed on the Broadwater farm estate, and for you guys that didn't know, is home to UK drill rap group OFB. It should also be noted that his killer, Romario Lindo, is now known to be OFB's Remzy. So on the 10th of March 2020, the trial is now wrapped up. Police have now released CCTV footage of Remzy robbing the 14-year-old boy, and we will now get a more in-depth look at the events leading up to the murder. It was heard that at 11:02 AM, Remzy approached the teenager at Bruce Grove Station N17 and made out he had a knife before grabbing the bag. But when the boy clung on to the straps, he punched him in the face. The strap snapped and Remzy walked away carrying the stolen shoes. The 14-year-old boy had called his friend who was with Perry and told them his attacker was heading towards Broadwater Farm Estate. Then the friend had cycled towards the estate with Perry on the handlebars. On the way there, the friend had got off and Perry had carried on cycling. He then saw Remzy and the pair got into an altercation. Remzy had grabbed Perry around the neck and repeatedly stabbed him, and as we previously spoke about, he ignored a witness who screamed at him to stop. Perry dropped to the ground and Remzy cycled off on the bike Perry had used to get there. He then dumped the bike and his blood-stained clothes as he fled. And if you guys have watched my previous coverage, then you'll know that Perry had died in hospital days later. We would also get a brief insight to how officers had subsequently arrested Remzy. A Met spokesperson said officers launched an investigation on the day of Perry's death, and CCTV stills of the suspect were circulating amongst Metropolitan Police officers. One officer recognised Lindo and work began to trace him. At 4 AM on the 6th of September 2019, officers traced Lindo to his friend's address in Broadwater Farm N17 and forced their way in. They found Lindo on the sofa and arrested him on suspicion of murder. It was also heard that Lindo had lived on the Broadwater Farm estate, and again we now know to be Remzy from OFB. And for you guys that didn't know, he did admit to robbery but denied murdering Perry. So after the trial had finished, a jury at Woolwich Crown Court would find Romario Lindo, aka Remzy from OFB, not guilty of possessing an offensive weapon, but would find him unanimously guilty of murder. He was then sentenced to spend a minimum of 21 years in jail. Judge Heathcote Williams thanked police for their fair-minded and meticulous investigation. Perry's family would then put out a statement saying, "Perry will always be the light of our lives. We wonder what our children will be like as adults. We will never know for Perry. Perry was a unique, sincere, loyal, genuine, loving, honest, and very caring son. He had a smile that would light up a room and had a gift for making people feel loved and important. We take some comfort that our child was doing the right thing at the time and was being a hero. He was helping another child who he did not know who was violently robbed for his trainers. For some, there may have been a choice not to help. However, our Perry would, as he always stuck up for what was right. Our Perry did not deserve what had happened to him. No one does." Detective Chief Inspector Neil John from the Met Specialist Crime North said, "This was a vicious and sustained attack on a young man who lost his life while simply trying to help another teenager. Romario Lindo is a dangerous individual who had robbed both Perry of his life and Perry's family of their precious son. I'm grateful to the officers who were untiring in their efforts to track down Lindo and bring him to justice." Catherine Gold from the Crown Prosecution Service said, "This was a tragic loss of a young life in the space of 1 minute, just for the sake of some trainers. Romario Lindo claimed he had acted in self-defense, but the prosecution's case was able to prove otherwise. The prosecution's case included DNA evidence, eyewitness testimony, and CCTV footage that showed how the events unfolded. This case is yet another example of how knife crime can shatter communities and families. The Crown Prosecution Service takes knife crime extremely seriously, and we will work with partners such as the police to bring offenders to justice. I hope today's verdict provides some comfort to the family and friends of Perry Jordan Brammer. And I just want to take this time out just to say rest in peace to Perry, and my condolences are with his family at this current time." Now, what we've got to think about is 3 people's lives have been extremely affected by this situation, and on top of that, the effect that it's had on people around them. Perry's lost his life over a pair of trainers, Remzy spending 21 years in jail over a pair of trainers, and the person who had witnessed the attack is probably going to have extremely bad psychological problems and probably have to go to counselling for an extremely long amount of time. Perry's family is going to be hurt by this. Perry's friends is going to be hurt by this. Remzy's friends is going to be hurt hurt by this. Remzy's family's going to be hurt by this. And it just goes to show you that over one pair of £90 trainers, this has all happened. So if this isn't a story and a case where you should learn from this to go out and get a job and make some money so you can buy things rather than having to go and steal them off children, then I really don't know what is, because no adult should be going to a 14-year-old child, stealing trainers off them and then killing another child when they're literally coming to try and get the trainers back off you. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this in the comment section below. Give the video a little like, and if you want the latest drill, street and music news out of the UK, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's been your boy Huncho, and I'm out.